HighBridge, a division of Recorded Books, presents Northern Armageddon, The Battle of the Plains of Abraham and the Making of the American Revolution, by D. Peter MacLeod. Read by Tom Perkins. I come from New England with a company of volunteers to serve His Majesty in the reduction of Canada. Midshipman Ashley Bowen, speaking to Major General James Wolfe, July 15, 1759. Preface. Best known as a clash between French and British armies, the Plains of Abraham was also an American battle. 1 in every 3 soldiers in the British Army at Quebec had been recruited in the American colonies. Hundreds more Americans served aboard British warships and the transports from Boston, New York, and Philadelphia that carried part of that army up the St. Lawrence River. During the campaign, the northern colonies played a role similar to that of Britain at the time of the Allied invasion of Europe in 1944, by providing a nearby land base for a great amphibious offensive. Rangers and Royal Americans apart, colonial soldiers and sailors are almost invisible in accounts of the beachheads and battlefields of the Quebec campaign, yet they were there for every landing and every battle, and their actions shaped the course of American history. Long before the emergence of anything resembling a serious independence movement, most of Britain's North American colonies were nascent independent states. Governed by local elites, they were self-financing, economically and demographically robust, and capable when necessary of raising their own fleets and armies. As early as 1690, colonial America demonstrated its ability to project power into the heart of New France when a New England fleet and army besieged Quebec, a feat Britain would not be able to duplicate for another 69 years. In 1710 and 1744, American armies carried in American ships and supported by Royal Navy and New England warships conquered Acadia, which became the British province of Nova Scotia, and captured the strategic French port of Louisbourg. Brigadier James Murray, a senior British officer during the 7 Years' War, agreed. For him, New France played a vital role in maintaining the integrity of Britain's North American empire. For observers like Murray, the latent power of the American colonies posed a standing threat to the integrity of Britain's North American empire. New England, he told a French officer, needs a bridle to keep it under control. For Murray, this bridle was Canada. Although possessed of a much smaller population and infinitely weaker economy than British America, Canada was organized for war with extensive fortifications, a garrison of professional soldiers, a strong militia system, powerful Native American allies, and an authoritarian centralized colonial government, all subsidized by the French crown. At the apex of this structure stood a governor-general who could mobilize Canada's military resources within days and take advantage of Canada's interior lines of communication to send troops to reinforce Acadia or build a fort in the Ohio Valley without any need to consult or bargain with an elected assembly. So if American colonials had won their victories over New France along the Atlantic coast, where colonial and British sea power gave them a decided advantage, in the interior it was another story. Were Americans ever to consider seeking independence, Canada would have to be neutralized, and neutralizing Canada would mean taking Quebec. In 1759, Britain, after many false starts dating back to a failed expedition in 1711, decided to do just that. A powerful fleet and army commanded by Charles Saunders and James Wolfe assembled at Halifax and sailed for Quebec. When the expedition departed, it carried with it not just the prospect of a northeastern North America dominated by Britain from the St. Lawrence Valley to the Carolinas, but the possibility of an independent America. Northern Armageddon divides the story of the Battle of the Plains of Abraham into 6 parts. Part 1 covers British operations at Quebec from May to September 1759. It follows these operations as far as possible through the eyes of Ashley Bowen, a Massachusetts sailor serving as acting midshipman aboard
Sample complete. Ready to continue?